What up, everyone? Follow, like, subscribe, hit that share button. Let's get this shit show going.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM.
Because
and
nobody
when you
sees
have
Howie's vision.
No, Howie's a freaking moron. And there's a reason why.
Howie,
Jeffrey,
you got a moron.
Are you never gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro.
It is Friday, and you know what that means, everyone. It is another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the All About the Birds Network. I am your host, the great Eagle Jeff Warner, alongside my co-host, Peanut. And as always, we are in line for another great show. Not a lot to talk about. We'll see where it goes, but this show is brought to you by our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant off of Iroquois Trail in Allentown. They are open Monday through Saturday. You can hit them up 610-395-2300. Again, 610-395-2300. They are located at 6750 Iroquois Trail in Allentown. If you are from the Lehigh Valley, some of the best pizza I have ever had. So make sure to check them out. A lot of great daily specials. They have 2 large pizza special for $24.99. Large pizza, 12 wings and 2 liters for $26.99. They have game day specials, 1 large pizza, 2 cheesesteaks, $33.99. A lot of great food, not just pizza. They have grilled chicken wraps, Italian wraps, chicken cheesesteak wraps, and a lot more there. Again, our friends, Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant off of Iroquois Trail in Allentown. Tell Vinny that your friends at All About the Birds and Birds, Beers, and BS sent you over. He'll treat you right. So
yes, sir.
Appreciate their support and appreciate all our sponsors. But we'll dive into that a little bit later with our sponsors. But I don't know I don't know what type of direction you want to go in. There's not a lot of Eagles news. Right. We're a little bit away from training camp. The one thing I maybe wanted to address, because you sparked a little bit of debate last week.
Let's do it.
So last week, of course, we had the discussion.
Yes.
When you felt that Nick Foles was the Eagles' best quarterback in their franchise history. So I want to get everyone's opinion, not just ours. So again, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, hitting that share button, share it to all your friends, leave your comments. Let us know who you feel is the all-time Eagles' greatest quarterback in franchise history. There's a lot of great names, and I want to get your opinion. Let us know. Comment on Facebook, comment on Twitter, send me a message, Jeff Warner NFL, or comment here on the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow and like and subscribe that channel as well.
And hit the notification button, so every time we do something, bing.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, make sure, because if you subscribe, notifications on all our platforms, you'll get notification anytime we have a live show or new content on any of our pages. So,
yes, sir.
So, Peanut, I'll let you go first. I don't know how you want to do this. If you want to do top 5,
we could do top 5. If
top
you want to do
5 Eagles quarterbacks. So start from the bottom and go up, and then we'll compare the list, and we'll let the listeners comment and tell us who they feel has the better list or what they disagree with.
Starting with number 5, working our way to 1.
Yes.
All right. I guess at number 5, I had to say Jaws. Jaws would be the 5th. Probably, yeah. I would say number 5, Jaws. Number 4, geez, man. Here's the thing, because some people aren't going to agree with my pick, but number 4, I would say in terms of talent, Michael Vick would be number 4. I'm sorry, the guy has a cannon, and he was athletically he was gifted. So 4, Mike Vick, 3, Randall Cunningham, 2, Donovan McNabb, 1, Nick Foles. That's my list.
Are you freaking crazy?
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm crazy. Okay. I'm crazy.
Okay, let me give you my. I'll give you my list, and then we can debate and dissect.
All right, let's do it.
Let's break it apart. I do agree with you that Jaws is number 5.
Right.
Look, Jaws, nothing against him. He did lead us to a Super Bowl, did not get the job done. But when you look at his stats with the Eagles and his winning percentage, it wasn't that great. He had maybe 1 or 2 decent seasons here in Philadelphia, and we remember him because of that Super Bowl run.
Yep.
But overall, throughout his Eagles career, he didn't do anything spectacular.
Right.
And I know at one time, I think he was the Eagles' leading touchdown passer, which that's not saying much for our franchise. Nothing against our organization. We do not have a strong history when it comes from the quarterback play.
I agree with that. That's why top 5 was kind of hard. I had to really think about it.
Luckily, we were doing top 10.
Yeah, no, there is no top 10. We'd run out of names numbers. Go ahead.
Number 4, I'll go with Norm Van Brocklin. A little bit old school.
Yeah, that's super old school.
So Norm Van Brocklin, he helped the Eagles win a championship game.
Okay. See, I didn't know we were going that far back.
Okay,
I got you. I see why you probably I didn't go that far back. But go ahead, continue on. I'm sorry, my fault.
No, it's all good. So Norm Van Brocklin helped us win a championship. He was the only quarterback to beat Vince Lombardi.
Yep.
So definitely a great quarterback. I felt that if he would have played a little bit longer, or if we got him towards the middle of his career, we could probably had a couple more championships.
Right.
But as far as production, and he's considered one of the all-time greats in the NFL, not just an Eagles player. So I have him as number 4.
Right.
Number 3, I will have Nick Foles.
Number 3. Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Look, and that's even high for me.
Okay. All right.
So I'll go more into it. Let me give you the rest of my list. Number 2, Randall.
Right.
And then number 1, Donovan.
Donovan at number 1.
Dude. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a McNabb fan. Don't get me wrong, but number 1, like I can't see that. Look, D-Mac, I love him. He brought years and years of consistent good quarterback play, but when it came down to it, crunch time, man, D-Mac he fumbled the ball, for a better term. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, D-Mac.
I think you're drinking a little bit of that haterade when it comes to Donovan.
I'm drinking that haterade now, man.
Without Donovan, our team is not relevant in the 2000s.
Without Andy Reid,
our
team is
Donovan. Andy and Donovan complemented each other.
Andy won with AJ Feely.
He didn't win in the playoffs.
But
he won a couple games against inferior opponents in the NFC.
You're talking Donovan, Wormburner, McNabb at number 1.
Dude, as far as our franchise,
Okay.
I'm not saying all time.
No, I know what you're saying. You're talking about we're talking our franchise.
In the Eagles franchise, he has the most wins,
right.
the most passing yards, the most touchdowns in a career.
Right.
He led us to how many NFC divisional championships?
Lost the most NFC East championships.
No, he did. NFC championships is the division, douchebag.
Fuck you, yo. Listen, what I'm trying to say is, like, McNabb never won the big game, so why do you put him at number 1?
Because championships there's more than just championships. There's about
play to win the game.
You do.
The game. The Super Bowl.
But it's about longevity. How much did he contribute and turn his franchise around? Nothing against Nick Foles. But he only had 32 starts in an Eagles uniform.
Right.
And look, I say he impressed in some of those games. That playoff run was magical, no doubt about it. That's the only reason why he's as high as he was. And without that Super Bowl and without that playoff run,
agreed.
He's not in the top 5.
He's not even mentioned. I agree with you. But when the biggest game, the biggest stage, and the biggest time came, Nick Foles came through and he balled his fucking ass out, dude.
It's a team sport.
See, he has to throw the ball accurately for them to catch it. He has to call. He's the and if you look at the behind the scenes, he's the one that went up to Doug Peterson and said, Philly. He's the guy that called that play.
Well, Doug approved it. Mm-hmm. Doug could have said no.
Right.
But Doug, he tried Nick Foles, but I'm saying he wasn't very accurate in that, or sorry, I should say very accurate. But some of those touchdowns that happened was because of his receivers. Alshon Jeffrey jumping up and getting his feet down right where he needed to.
Right.
Same with Corey Clement.
Throwing the ball where the cornerback couldn't make a play on it. He had to do that.
But his receivers are the ones that made the play.
Okay, that's true.
So nothing.
Half true.
Nothing against Nick Foles. I will thank him forever for that Super Bowl championship. That was.
But you won't give him credit.
I am giving credit. He's top 3, but he is not deserving of number 1 as Eagles franchise history.
Okay.
Without Donovan McNabb, we are probably an abysmal franchise for even longer than what we were.
I don't know if I agree with that.
McNabb made us competitive.
I agree,
and every single year, with Donovan McNabb as your quarterback.
Right. And Andy Reid as the play caller. Go ahead, continue on.
Well, he wasn't always the play caller.
Not only that, McNabb had Westbrook. He had
no
guys.
one.
Westbrook was listen, Jeff. Look, you're giving Donovan McNabb way too much credit.
No, I'm not.
Way too much credit, man.
Dude, Westbrook.
Way too much credit.
Westbrook ain't even a Hall of Famer.
I know, but he was a perfect puzzle piece to the offensive team.
No.
Anytime no one, what did McNabb do? Drop back, no one open, Westbrook.
Because we had no receivers.
We had receivers.
No, we did.
Man.
One and a half season, he had Terrell Owens, and you saw the magic that offense had with T.O. and what Donovan can do with the weapon. And towards the tail end of his Eagles career, they finally started addressing the offensive weapons in the draft.
Right.
They drafted Deshaun Jackson. They drafted Jeremy Maclin.
Right. And you're not giving the defense that much credit either, man. The defense, look, that Jim Johnson defense kept that Eagle offense in every single game. Yeah, Brian Dawkins. You had Trot. You had people that were making that. It's not all Donovan.
Wasn't here for like 2 seasons.
He was here though. He was here for what?
He got hurt.
Oh, that's right. He got hurt. I'm sorry.
Well, no, he got hurt in Washington. He came back in 2004.
But even so, what I'm trying to say is look, it wasn't all Donovan McNabb, man.
I'm not saying it's all Donovan. He
played his part, but he wasn't spectacular. He
was.
No, he wasn't.
He was an MVP candidate his second year in the league.
So was Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So is Carson Wentz in the top 5?
No, because he was only here for 2.5 seasons, 3.5 seasons.
3.5 seasons. Yeah. See, I don't know. I disagree with you, man.
Look, I'm not. Again, it's team sport, but you're kind of being hypocritical. You won't give credit when it comes to a team sport for Nick or for Donovan,
right?
But Nick or for Nick Foles, because you're saying he did all the work.
I'm blinded by the championship trophy, man. I'm telling you, I'm blinded by that trophy, man. Look, that's the only thing. That's the reason we start from. That's the reason why we even have shows covering this thing. Is it leads all to the same thing. The Super Bowl.
It does.
The Super Bowl.
But that's like, once again, it's like saying because Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl because he doesn't have a championship, he's not the greatest in Dolphins history. No. He is definitely.
Donovan McNabb is no Dan Marino, bro. No Dan Marino.
He's a borderline Hall of Famer.
Borderline?
McNabb is a borderline Hall of Famer.
Okay. All right.
Compared to other players' stats in the Hall of Fame, Johnny's done the work. I've been hearing about for how many years that McNabb is deserving of Hall of Fame, which I agree with. I'm not saying he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but the fact that McNabb was at some of the greats was one of the best for such a long period of time in the league. Granted, he was a little bit overshadowed.
He was consistent. I'll give him that.
He was a little bit more than if he wasn't hurt as much, and he got that Super Bowl. He's a guaranteed Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt, and the number 1 quarterback for the of all time. Well, if he won that Super Bowl, see, that's what I'm trying to say. Look, I'm not saying Nick Foles is better than McNabb in that aspect.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is the game that matters to me is the Super Bowl, and the only quarterback that won that Super Bowl was Nick Foles.
So basically what you're telling me then that Norm Snead, or I forget who the starting quarterback of the 48 and 49 championship team, because they have 2 championships,
right,
to be the all-time great. That's not how it works.
No, look, those are championships. They weren't even called Super Bowls back then.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's just a different trophy.
No, it's the whole different thing. Man.
No, it's not. It was still the NFL.
Then why don't we get? All right, so why don't we just get credit? We won 2 Super Bowls, then, right?
We won 4.
We won 4 Super Bowls.
I have a fucking plaque.
Where's that plaque at?
It's somewhere over there. There's a plaque that has all 4 of the championships on it.
Championships, yeah, but not look in the modern Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
It's still a championship. The Super Bowl is the NFL championship at the end of the season.
Right.
You're telling me the guys like Chuck Bednarik, Tommy McDonald, those guys that played hard fought without the pads, without the helmets, without the protection, put their bodies on the line in this sport, and you're telling me it doesn't count or it doesn't matter? That's a slap in the face of those greats.
Listen, I get what you're saying, and to me, no, it doesn't mean. Look, let's simmer down a little bit, and let me just explain what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is those were championships, and at that point it was like AFL. It was some weirdo. What I'm saying is, in the modern Super Bowl age of Super Bowls, we only had one quarterback win that championship. So why not give the guy a little credit, man?
I am giving you credit. He's in top 5 in Eagles history.
Yeah, but you got Donovan McNabb ranked in front of him.
Because let me run down these damn stats. God.
Listen, welcome to the shit show, everybody. This is actually us tame, too. This is some tame stuff here, right? Oh, look at that. He's got that computer going.
Look, McNabb, winningest quarterback in Eagles history, 92 freaking wins. I don't think that's including postseason.
How many seasons is that? It's 10 seasons, right?
99 to 2000. 2009, he got traded the offseason.
All right, go ahead.
Most pass attempts in franchise history, most completions in franchise history, most passing yards, most touchdown passes, led NFL quarterback wins between 2000 and 2004. Without him, our team is not in the conversation of those NFC championship games. No offense to A.J. Feely. And no offense to Coy Detmer. They are not as talented as Donovan McNabb. Granted, McNabb had a decent supporting cast on the defense side of football. Arguably, in the last 20-something years, could be one of the greatest Eagles defenses. And like I said, in the last 20 years, I'm not counting the 91 Eagles defense with Clyde, with Seth, with Reggie, and all those guys.
Which is probably the greatest defense we ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. But I agree. The defense played a huge part in that. Jim Johnson defense did.
Huge part.
He had an okay running game with the three-headed monster that one season with Terrell, Deuce, and Westbrook.
Right.
But for the longest time, what's the most important thing for a quarterback? Is having the wide receiver.
Right.
And for the longest time, the Eagles organization did not value the wide receiver position. You got the guys like Todd Pinkston, which no offense to Todd.
Todd wasn't bad, though.
He was a quality, serviceable wide receiver, but he's not a difference maker. He wasn't a playmaker.
Nah.
We had Charles Johnson, Torrance Smalls. I think for the longest time, McNabb's favorite and best target. James Thrash. His best target for the longest time, I'm pretty sure, was Chad Lewis. Chad Lewis was his favorite target because none of the other guys got open. And that was the thing in 2003.
Right.
The fact that we lost to the Carolina Panthers, they knew how to shut down the Eagles' offense. They jammed the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage before the illegal contact rule was put in place, which is the reason why it got put in place. Jam them up, take them off the routes, and McNabb had nowhere to throw the football.
Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from. It's a valid point.
And then you saw what McNabb was able to do with weapons.
Right.
With Terrell Owens. With a big deep ball threat like Deshaun Jackson. What was that?
He couldn't share the stage. As soon as Terrell Owens came in, he could listen to the interviews. He couldn't share that stage. He didn't want to share that stage. He wanted trashy receivers.
No.
I'm telling you, man.
We can get into that debate on a little bit of a different show. Or fuck it.
Let's do it now. McNabb's attitude towards Terrell Owens is what tore that whole fucking shit up anyways, man. Like, he didn't want a good receiver. He wanted to be the guy, man. He wanted trashy receivers, and Andy Reid gave him that. Look, Andy Reid values offensive line play. He gave him a lot of time. Of course, McNabb's going to complete passes when you have 3, 4, 5 seconds in the pocket. And he would still do we used to call it the McNabb shuffle. Remember when he used to do the hop, 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 and right into the ground? There were times where McNabb literally would make me scream, dude, there's guys open. You don't remember that? Come on, man. I get giving McNabb his props, but I think sometimes in lieu of the situation, we never remember all the fucked up. Ooh, man, you know what? Fuck that. Yeah, all the fucked up things he used to do, like throwing the ball to the ground or whipping the ball 5 yards so hard that it would bounce off a receiver's chest. Come on, he wasn't the easiest guy to catch a ball from, man.
Look, I'm not saying McNabb was the perfect quarterback. He definitely had his flaws.
Right.
Sometimes he lacked leadership.
Yeah.
Sometimes he did throw balls in the dirt.
Yeah.
There were some inaccurate passes. There was times where he couldn't handle pressure of playing the position.
Yep.
But besides all of that, He's still, in my opinion, the great. Because and you have to respect him now after all these years, because we're still trying to figure out and find that quarterback, our franchise quarterback, that is going to replace. So far, we haven't been able to do that. We thought Kevin Cobb was the answer.
Yeah.
We thought Vic was the answer. Gave him that big contract.
Yeah.
We thought Nick Foles was the answer again. We thought Carson Wentz was going to be the guy. Now we're relying on Jalen Hurts. Ever since Donovan left, we still have not filled that void of finding a franchise quality quarterback.
Correct.
Granted, we thought Carson was going to be that guy.
Right.
He probably could have been if it didn't happen. But if everything with the organization, with the front office, and Doug didn't happen,
You're right.
He probably would have.
You're right.
So you have to respect Donovan even more for the fact that he put Philadelphia on the map to be a contending team. He gave you hope every single season. This year, do you have hope with Jalen Hurts as our starting quarterback?
That is a really good question. Yes.
Fuck no.
Yes. I don't know what it is.
Super Bowl team.
Yeah. No, not Super. Not. Oh, I'm sorry. You saying Super Bowl?
Yes.
Oh no. Hell no.
Yeah.
No, but eventually, I think Jalen Hurts is going to grow into that. I see a lot of fight in him. But getting back to what you're saying, I agree with you with all that stuff. We haven't found that quarterback since Donovan McNabb. But guess what we did find? A motherfucking Super Bowl with Nick Foles, number 1. Telling you, that's the guy. It doesn't matter how good, if you're good 10 years, if you're good in a 10-year stretch and you're winning all these games and you're throwing all these touchdown passes, that shit don't matter. Because at the end of the season, if we're sitting there watching another team on a screen, what does it fucking matter how many yards you pass for? It doesn't matter. What matters is going to the big game and performing in that big game. And McNabb, literally, for a lack of a better terms, dropped the fucking ball in that game. Sorry.
He did drop the ball, but it wasn't just his fault. Look.
You're right. It wasn't just his fault.
The defense, played well overall, but there was a lot of key moments in that game where the defense let you down. The fact that Corey Dillon was running all over us that game.
That shit hurt so bad, too.
Also, the one deflection off of L.J. Smith's hand, which was right in his hand.
I hate you, L.J. Smith, for that.
Where it deflected right into the defender's arms, Rodney Harrison. So it wasn't all Donovan.
It wasn't.
And don't get me wrong. Look, that whole throw-up situation, I still dread it to this day. It's still something in the back of my mind I want to forget.
Yeah.
Whether he said he did or not or whatever, but something in the final 5-6 minutes in the game, and you're not having this sense of urgency from your offense and from your quarterback down 2 scores, you knew something was up.
Yeah, I agree. I like that you turned it like a DJ, like you're like crossfade that shit out.
Well, I thought you were going to continue to talk. But,
not when you cough, because it's funny. But yeah, no, listen, when it was crunch, and you're right, that whole throwing up situation, that's what really hurts too. Because if you're in the middle of a war and your general's like, all right, we're going to storm this town, and right before you guys go to storm the town, the general starts throwing up on the floor. Fuck that, I ain't fucking storming shit. The team's going to give up. You're the leader. You shouldn't be nervous. You shouldn't be sick. You should be ultra focused. You should be ready to go. And I'm telling you, there's been those games where McNabb just broke my heart, man. He literally broke my heart. When we lost that Super Bowl, bro, I literally cried like a pussy, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I went in my room. I didn't even watch the game. The ending of the game, I walked away, man. I literally walked away and just went into the room and was like, what the fuck? So this time around, when you have a guy like Nick Foles, who I get doesn't have the same credentials, doesn't have the same stats, doesn't have the
We're still on this?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to full circle. I'm trying to prove my point as to why Nick Foles should be number 1.
Well, you wanted to shift gears for Donovan T.O. Debacle. I just have it on the screen the last 5 minutes.
There it is. Wait. There it is. All right, let's do it. Who's to blame for the Donovan T.O. debacle? Yeah, Donovan.
Why?
Why? Because look, if you listen to both sides of the story, you can see why there was a problem. Donovan was the problem. Look, T.O. wants the ball, and every time you threw T.O. the ball, it was a win. I can't understand why Donovan couldn't share the spotlight. And I get T.O. as a personality. Don't get me wrong. I get that he's one of these flashy diva wide receivers, but if you look at the production from T.O., man, give him his due. It's like Michael Jordan. What are you going to do, bitch at Michael Jordan because he wants the ball? No, you give him the fucking ball. And Donovan wanted, I want to throw the ball to Westbrook. Oh, I want to throw the ball. No, give it to T.O. That's how we fucking win games. Let's win the fucking game. Who cares about egos? All right, I see you shaking your head. Go ahead.
Look.
You're going to blame T.O.
Both guys played a major part in the whole debacle that came with the 2004-2005 Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Look.
Why?
Both of them were pig-headed. Both of them are divas. Both of them are very they're both thick. Sorry, not pig-headed, thick-headed.
Okay.
Where they don't want to admit that that they're wrong and the other one's right.
Right.
And both of them brought great points.
Right.
But the one thing that irritated me the most about Terrell Owens when it came to that whole debacle is the fact that he goes on a late night sports talk show.
Okay.
I forgot what the hell the show was, but he goes on there with Drew Rosenhaus and cries on national television to say he cannot feed his family on $7 freaking million a year.
Okay, I get that. 100%.
If you wanted a new contract,
right?
If you wanted a new contract, the Eagles organization, go to them behind this. No, he did. He didn't go. He
didn't go to Joe Banner.
He did not go to them yet. He
Okay.
brought it to the national attention to try to get sympathy from the fan base and from everyone around the league, saying he outplayed his contract.
He did
after one goddamn season.
He totally outplayed that
he
contract.
Shouldn't have freaking signed it.
Well, before he even signed that contract, wasn't he a Baltimore Raven?
There was a whole arbitration where the 49ers traded him to Baltimore and went with there's something I think in his trade clause or in his contract that he can negate something or something along those lines.
Okay.
And the Eagles had an agreement. It was already submitted, something along those lines.
Right.
But the Eagles ended up having to do a 3-way trade with the Ravens and with the 49ers to get T.O. services.
So I think in T.O.'s defense, I think he thought, look, if I ball out, we can go back to the drawing board.
That's not how it works.
It works in the NFL. Look at all the time it works.
So not after one season.
When you ball out the way Terrell Owens balled out, man, he killed it this season.
But everyone's talking about $7 million a year. You have to realize at that point in time, wide receivers weren't getting the big contracts they are now. They weren't getting the $60 million guaranteed, $100 million contracts.
Right.
At that time,
T.O. wanted to be one of the first.
He was the highest paid wide receiver that year. What happened was he felt that his original agent somehow slighted him or screwed something up and signed Drew Rosenhaus, and Drew Rosenhaus kept on putting crap into his head. And granted, as an agent,
Drew Rosenhaus wants him to get as much money as possible. Is it great agent? You know what I'm saying? Just because he's not a team-friendly agent.
But after one season, if that's the case, I'm a firm believer of you. Yeah, if you outperform your contract after two so many seasons, okay, then it's deserving based off the inflation and the living expenses, all that type of stuff.
Right.
So I agree with that. Because anyone deserves feels they deserve a raise, especially with certain things that they outperform.
I don't blame NFL players for that.
But after I agree. But after one season and the antics and the way he brought about it,
I get. Yeah, you're right.
The fact that he's doing sit-ups and he's doing sit-ups in his driveway after getting sent home from training camp. The fact that he's being disrespectful to Donovan and to Andy Reid at training camp, and the fact that T.O. the whole reason why he was upset is because the whole reason he was upset with McNabb is because McNabb backed up Westbrook getting his new contract, which was a completely different circumstance. Westbrook was on a rookie contract coming in as a starter.
Right.
So, of course, Westbrook is going to get money, and McNabb's going to lie because he wanted Westbrook to be on his team. It had nothing to do about him not wanting T.O. on the team either.
Yeah, well, I don't think he didn't want Look, first of all, I don't blame NFL players. Look, when you play in the NFL, if Terrell Owens he balled out, got to the Super Bowl, and he was the top receiver, one of the top 10 receivers of that year, what happens next year if he breaks his leg? You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him for trying to get as much capital as possible as fast as possible.
It doesn't work like that.
Get your money.
The fact that he was already the highest paid wide receiver at that time. After one season. So why are you going to pay him more if he's already the top paid wide receiver?
Question.
He's still got $24 million guaranteed from the Eagles after 2 years, which they got, I think, some of that money back because
of the whole
because of him getting suspended and eventually he violated contract policy.
Well, Joe Banner was like notoriously stingy when it came to contracts. I think this is one of those moments where we should have just gave him the money.
He wasn't stingy. He's also a firm believer. If you're going to sign that dotted line,
right,
that's your contract.
Right.
If you feel that you outperformed it,
yeah,
come to us. We'll us it. All that.
I got you.
The fact that T.O. went public with it, I feel was the Eagles' issues. The Eagles are not going to be railroaded by anyone, and we've seen that years even after Joe Banner was here. They are not going to get railroaded by any player that feels they are more deserving of more money. 9 times out of 10, they either trade you,
right.
They'll restructure contract, maybe give you a little bit more money up front.
But it's a gamble. If you could trade them, you can do what you want. But then what you do is you set yourself back. Finally had that wide receiver. The guy proved to you that he's grade A. He's the top receiver in the world. You give him the fucking money. Look, Westbrook is worth the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Westbrook fan. I think he bailed McNabb out millions of times. But you finally found the one thing is missing, and then you're gonna treat it like, oh no, well, you signed a dotted line. No, you know, here's your money. I give you the money. Go catch some balls. I don't care how many popcorn things you eat, or how many stars you stand on, or how many sit-ups you do.
Okay.
If you keep performing like that, then yeah, I'm gonna give you the money.
Okay. Go to your job. Go to your job of money. Go to your boss. Say, I outperform my contract.
I'm not an NFL player.
It doesn't matter.
It's different when I'm not an athlete. I'm gonna go in there and be like, man, we don't need this. We don't have to deal with this. I'm not gonna be. First of all, I ain't doing no sit-ups anywhere. That's for sure. That ship has sailed a long time ago.
Look,
second of all, it's a different when you're putting your body at risk every time you step on the field.
But
every time you play a football game,
that's the risk
it
you
could
take,
be the
though.
last game you play.
No one put a gun to their heads for them to play football. This was their decision. This is the glory of playing the NFL. This is the positives and the negatives. Look, he signed that contract. If you did not want to sign that contract, then you should have told them up front. If you had that much confidence.
Why are you yelling at me like I'm Terrell Owens? Come on, man. Yell at the camera.
Because
so he can see you.
Because
he's gonna come whoop your ass.
Such a McNabb hater. You are in the fucking
I'm not a McNabb
bullshit.
I'm just not a McNabb like admirer like that. Like I think sometimes people just give McNabb way too much credit.
You're fucking crazy, bro.
Maybe.
Are you kidding me? McNabb was the most criticized athlete in this fucking city for over a decade.
This guy would throw an interception and be on the sidelines laughing. That's not what I want a quarterback to do. That's not what I want. When Tom Brady throws a fucking interception, you don't see him on the sideline like, ha, 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 ha. He's like, man, fucking throw his helmet down.
Case in point.
Oh, Jesus.
Case in point.
Here we go.
So it's not even just McNabb's on-field play. Now it's his off-field play on what he's doing on the sideline. You just hate McNabb. You're a typical McNabb hater.
I am not a typical McNabb hater. Bullshit. I love McNabb.
For anyone that believes Peanut's a McNabb hater, send those fucking comments. Let us know. Tell us what you think.
I just think sometimes people give people too much credit, man. Like, and McNabb, listen, when McNabb was playing, you watch games with me. I was a McNabb fan. I was gonna say lover, but that would have been weird. But I watched games where McNabb completely just break my heart. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And as soon as
and I think that's the problem with you judging McNabb's on-field play and giving him the credit that he's due is because you're wearing these rose-colored glasses, remembering those moments on how much McNabb let you down.
Yes.
Which
first of all, it wouldn't be rose-colored glasses. No, that would be hatred.
Yeah.
It would be like flares and
that's what I'm saying.
Lasers coming out my eyes.
Well, I'm
screaming at the TV like, why?
What I'm saying is you are not willing to give the credit that is due because
he fell short.
Because you're thinking in the moments.
He fell short. He didn't win the big game. And
not every quarterback big game.
If I buy 7 scratch-off tickets, I'm at least gonna win $2. With McNabb, you were there so many times and you got nothing. Nothing, zilch, zero. So I don't care how many passing yards he has or how many running he has. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. He never won the big one. And that's all that matters to me. That's what we watched the game for. We play to win the game, and McNabb did not, and he had more chances than any quarterback in Eagles history to get to that point and did not do it. Fuck you, McNabb. I'm done with this. I'm not a McNabb hater, but I'm not going to put him at number 1 because of that. I'm sorry.
You're a hater.
Man, this went way off the rocker. I'm loving the shit show, by the way.
Uh-huh.
This one's good. This is an argument that we're probably going to still have after the show.
Probably. Is there anything else you want to address as we wide things down here on Birds, Beers, and BS?
Not really, man. I think you know what? Nothing going on. But I guess we'll get to the Zach Ertz thing if the Zach Ertz thing ever happens.
The whole Zach Ertz thing is just a freaking beating a dead horse. Is he gonna get traded? Is he not? He wants out. They're not trading him. Let's get the compensation. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's something we'll discuss probably a little bit closer to training camp, which is a little bit over. I think about 4 weeks away.
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
End of July, beginning of August. So. Man, time is freaking flying. Next week, 4th of July, partying it up. Those so if you get those fireworks, we'll bring it up. We'll give you that little PSA next week. But if you're doing fireworks, don't be holding it with your hands. You want to blow off some fingers like JPP.
Yeah, don't be fingerless. Your girl needs those.
So pay some bills real quick. Again, thank you to everyone for here on Birds, Beers, and BS. We like also to thank all our sponsors. Again, support our sponsors, help supports us. So thank you to all of them. And here are some of our sponsors. Again, we'd like to thank 99 jerseys. You can use our code AETBirds20 for 20% off at discount for some kick-ass jerseys. They have all the great from all your favorite sports films. They have Shane Falco from The Replacements. They have Bobby Boucher from the Water Boy.
Yes, sir.
They have a bunch of Meme Machines and Paul Crew from Longest Yard.
They got the Polk High Al Bundy, number 4.
They have Al Bundy. They also have some old retro NBA players and football players from their college years, like Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. So, again, check them out. AETBirds20 for 20% off at discount, 99jersey.com. I'd like to also thank one of our fantasy sponsors, Statement Games, Inc., for a fun, free twist on fantasy sports. They are a great website where it's free to sign up, enter some of their contests. If you come out on top, get some points. Point can be redeemed for gift cards at later on. So, again, statementgames.com. Check it out. It is, again, free to sign up. We like also thank our sponsor, Manscaped. Use our code AETBirds for 20% off and free shipping at checkout at manscaped.com. Gentlemen, if you need a little trimming somewhere or need a little grooming to impress some lady friends, or the woman or women, if there's a man in your life that has some nasty back hair you need that they need to get rid of, and you want to give them a little bit of suggestion or a little hint, get Manscaped. The Weed Whacker 4.0. Great to use. You can use it even in the shower. It has its own light.
It does.
For you to be able to see a little better trimming, a little bit more accuracy.
If you got crabs, boom.
So
Manscaped that shit.
I'll say always get the best tools when it comes to Manscaped. So make sure, again, check them out, manscaped.com, AETBirds for 20% off and free shipping. And then also, we'd like to thank our friends at oddsjam.com. Use their arbitrage calculator to never lose a bet again. They do a great job tracking and keeping track of all the big sports betting sites that give you the best odds at winning your bet. So make sure, again, check them out, oddsjam.com. Use their arbitrage calculator to never lose money again. And again, we'd like to thank our friends, sponsor of our show, Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown, 610-395-2300. Again, they are off Iroquois Trail in Allentown.
At the Old Town Shops.
At the Old Town Shops. A little bit down the street if you're from the Lehigh Valley. A little bit down the street from Game Changer World, used to be in, around the Coonsville area. So one of the best pizza places in town. Make sure to tell Vinny that we sent you. He'll treat you right. He'll treat you just like family. So make sure to check them out. Again, vinnyspizza.com. And then, as we say on here's on Birds, Beers, and BS, my name is Eagle Jeff. Follow me on Twitter at Jeff Warner NFL. Sorry, I forgot Twitter handle.
It's all good.
I'll say Twitter handle, Jeff Warner NFL. Again, also AETBirds.com/shop. So get your Birds, Beers, and BS gear along with all our other gear. And check out the website, AETBirds.com, for the latest in Philadelphia and all sports. Our writers are doing a great job. If you're looking about writing, hit me up. I can get you in with the right people to get that going.
You got the hookup.
I do got the hookup. So again, thank you for everyone tuning in. We'll be back next week with another great show of Birds, Beers, and BS.
Yes, sir.
And as we say on here on Beers and BS,
drink them if you got them, motherfucker.
Summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? You're in luck. Our friends at Manscaped just launched their 4th generation performance package, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Complement your summer bod with a trim from the leaders in male grooming. The sun is shining and calling your name, fellas. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds. It's time to bundle up with the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is insane and, dare I say, the GOAT of ball trimmers. Yes, I said it. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor and a new multifunction on-off switch and can engage a travel lock and gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Not to mention, it's waterproof. Want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquids formulations. Before heading outside, use Crop Preserver ball deodorant to keep you on your game in the heat. Then, after trimming the lawn and whacking the weeds in the heat, give your beach balls a boost and use Crop Reviver. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to the Performance Package 4.0. Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. Escape the shrubs and weeds this summer and shine with Manscaped.